Okay, so now I'm realizing these aren't pure fantasy. These are more romantasy. But I guess what is fantasy, what is romantasy if not a subgenre of fantasy? So technically this works. Don't come for me. We're not the genre police over here. We are broad and open-minded with our genres. Right, well, hello and welcome to my video, to my YouTube channel, to this little cozy corner of the world that we have all create together. So today, seeing as it's the end of the month, I'm going to be doing a TBR. I thought about doing a TBR jar. I have not got around to that yet. So instead, I am on line. I don't know if you can see this. Basically, the TBR wheel. So yeah, so here we have my TBR. There are also some books on my bookshelves that don't fit here because this is a mini-sized TBR cart. If I get a category that fits them, then I will go over there and pick them out. So the first book of month that I will be reading is one that I've already started, like literally, I don't know if you can see, at the very start. So I think I'm going to pick 5 or 6 other books depending on the prompts I get, whether it corresponds to what I've got on offer. And that will be about 6 or 7 books a month, and I feel like that's fairly reasonable because I know it's going to be a busy month because I've got some midterms coming up next week, which I'm not looking forward to, and just things like that. So the first book is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I love this author so much. I've read 2 of her other works, The Once and Future Witches and Starling House, which I love. Both are 4.5+ star reads for me. So this is the first book that I'll be reading in November. And we are spinning. Okay, so the first category is, if you can see that, it says thrifted. So like a second-hand book. Let me pull out a couple of options. Okay, so here we have 3 options from my TBR cart that are second-hand or vintage. So the first one is Somewhere Beyond the Sea, which is the second book in, I don't think the series has a name, but the first book was The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I read and which was really cute. It's like a cozy spring book, and I feel like this one, just from the cover, like the cover for the one, I don't know if you can see, it's like blue, it looks summery, and then this one just looks more wintry, because like dark cover, you got like fire and stuff. Reading the first one in summer and then reading the second one in winter, it's kind of like Slay. So I read the first one in the series, and honestly, just the way it finished, it was one of those books where everything got wrapped up in the first book and you didn't need a second one. So I could read this. I'm not going to read the blurb because obviously that's spoilers. Option number 1. Option number 2 is another series, but this is the starter series, and that is The Prison Healer. So I've heard literally nothing but good things about this series. I'm just kind of hesitant to start a new series. I am trying to finish this series that I'm already in the middle of before I start new ones, but I'll read the back and we'll see. Kiva Meriden is a survivor. After 10 years of working as the healer in the notorious death prison Zelindov, she has only one goal: stay alive. But then the rebel queen arrives at the prison on death's door and Kiva receives a message: don't let her die, we are coming. When the queen is sentenced to a series of impossible elemental challenges, Kiva volunteers to take her place. If she succeeds, both she and the queen will be granted their freedom, but no one has ever survived. Something, I'm sorry. With an incurable plague sweeping Zelindov, a mysterious new inmate fighting for Kiva's heart, and a prison rebellion brewing, Kiva can't escape the terrible feeling that her trials have only just begun. So honestly, this does sound interesting. I just don't know if I want to start a new series. The third option is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which is book 2 in the Cursebreaker trilogy. I think that's what it's called. So I read the first book and I did enjoy it, but then the second book, it had a trope in it that I didn't really like, and as you can see, I'm almost finished. As I was reading it is when I also went into a reading slump over the summer, so I kind of soft DNF'd it. I bought the whole trilogy before I read it, and I did enjoy book 1. I think I just need to finish this and get to book 3. So this is the second book in the series. I can't tell you obviously what the things are. Basically the first book is a Beauty and the Beast reimagining, so this is a contender. Honestly, out of the 3, I think I'm probably going to read TJ Klune, because that way I finish a series. I think I will enjoy this. I think this will be actually a really good cozy book. Spinning again. Here, you guys can read it for me. What does this say? Fantasy. Well, that's nice and non-specific. So all the books on my shelf are fantasy. That's actually a lie. I do have some romance. My bad. I'm gonna pull off 2 and we'll make a choice. So the first one is Never by Jessa Hastings, and no, I have not read Magnolia Parks. I have the first book, but I haven't read it yet because there's no excuse really. And this just seems more interesting to me. Like, I love Peter Pan, I love pirates, I love Captain Hook. Let's read the book. Never is an awfully long time. Growing up, Daphne always knew Peter Pan would come for her, the way he came for her mother and her grandmother Wendy before that, the Darling girls. Their stories are all the same, the forever young boy at their window after their 13th birthday, and the shimmering magical land behind a star. When Peter doesn't show for Daphne until she's 17, inexplicably full grown and with no excuse for his tardiness, Daphne doesn't know what to think. Still, she has always been told that Peter Pan's her destiny. It's beyond choice to take his hand and leap into the stars, no matter what comes next. But in Neverland, Peter's true colours begin to show. One moment, he's making Daphne's heart flutter, and the next, he's forgotten her entirely. So when Daphne stumbles into the path of Jameson Hook, the pirate son of Peter's nemesis, she lets herself get swept up in his vulgar charm, despite the warning signs. Both boys are trouble, and both have dangerous secrets about this strange fantasy land they call home. And if she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might lose herself too. See, that sounds so interesting. And I love the cover. I think Jessica Hastings covers are all gorgeous. I do love me a bad boy, and I'm kind of craving that right now. I kind of want messy, so I might pick up this. And if not, what says autumn other than Dark Academia? And obviously Katabasis by R.F. Kuang is, I'm pretty sure, like the example of Dark Academia. So I love R.F. Kuang. This is her newest book, and it is thick. It is thick and it is tall. See, this does sound really good, and it does sound more fantasy than this, which seems a lot more romantic-y. But I do think I'm gonna go with Never, because also technically, my hidden shame, I read the first 30 pages? I read the first 30 pages, and again, it was at the beginning of my reading slump. So I did not go any further. I soft DNF'd that too. So I will probably be reading Never, seeing as it's another book that I started and haven't finished. And spinning again. This one says novella. I have no novellas. Actually, that depends on the qualification of a novella. I have this book, which I don't know if it technically qualifies as a novella, but it's really short. It's only 108 pages. I think that might be a novella, actually. So there we go. I only have one, and it is this. But yeah, so this is How You Lose the Time War, and I have had this for a while. You know, sometimes on Pinterest you see like an excerpt of a book and it just seems really interesting, but you know nothing about the plot of the book. This was kind of what happened with this book. But it is not, I don't think it's the type of book I would normally read, and I don't know if it's even the type of book I would enjoy. Who knows, it might pleasantly surprise me. So let's read the blurb. Among the ashes of a dying world, an agent of the commandant finds a letter. It reads, "Burn before reading." Red and Blue, two rival agents hell-bent on securing the best possible future for their warring factions, strike up an unlikely correspondence. But what started as a taunt, a battlefield boast, grows into something more, something epic and romantic. Something that could change the past and the future. The discovery of their bond will mean their deaths. There's still a war going on, and someone has to win that war. That's how wars work, right? So actually reading the blurb, this does sound really interesting, but I think it's the way it's written. I've seen that it's written in quite a unique way, and I feel like that's what I would struggle with. That like blurb on paper sounds really interesting. It just depends how it's done. Okay, so that is 3 prompts, 3 books. Let's go for 2 more, I think. Okay, so here we have the prompt. Pink cover. I don't know if you can read that. I have 2 pink covers. Okay, so this one isn't really pink. The original cover is pink, but I have, it's not even a special edition. It's just like an alternate edition. How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. And to no one's surprise, we have once again a hidden bookmark. I like to hide them so that I can't feel them judging me. So this one, again, reading slump. I'm using it for a lot of books, but I'm sure all of us here know just how debilitating a reading slump is. You pick up a book, you get 20 pages in, and you need that immediate start to get you out of the reading slump. It doesn't say much on the back. I think maybe it is a special edition. I'm genuinely like wondering. But either way, How to Kill Your Family, Bella Mackie. They say you can't choose your family, but you can kill them. Meet Grace Bernard, daughter, sister, serial killer. Grace has lost everything, and she will stop at nothing to get revenge. So this does seem like a different kind of book than I'd usually read. I think it's a thriller. This will probably be a fun book. I just need to get into it. So this is option number 1 for my pink cover. And then the second one is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. Maybe that's all love is in the end, an endless tempting of fate. Already, just love that little entrance. Evelyn has lived countless lives, and in every single one, she's been killed before her 18th birthday. But in her present life, her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. To save her sister and make it past her 18th birthday, she'll have to find the centuries-old enemy who hunts her through each life, figure out why she's being hunted, so that she can break the curse once and for all. Most importantly, she's going to have to try not to fall in love with him again. So this does seem interesting, and this is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. So I do think at the moment, I think I want to add some diversity to my TBR this month, and so I think we're going to go with How to Kill Your Family, because this is a thriller. I don't think I've ever read a thriller. I've read murder mystery, but I don't think I've ever read a thriller. So here we go. Okay, so this prompt here is Marriage and Convenience. I don't have any Marriage and Convenience books, and so I'm going to change it slightly. We make our own rules here, folks. And I'm going to do forced marriage or arranged marriage, because I think I have 2 of those. I'm just going to go check on my bookshelves because I don't have any. No, I have none in this cart here, so I'll be going to check my bookshelves. Okay, so I have 2 books here with me, and they are both in the same author, Danielle L. Jensen. Surely loves her some arranged marriage. So the first one is The Bridge Kingdom, which is a series of 4 books, I believe. I think this came out first, and then this is her most recent series, A Fate Inked in Blood, which is a duology. They're both fairly recent adds to my TBR. The Bridge Kingdom. What if you fall in love with the one you were sent to destroy? Love me and enemies to lovers, especially I'm supposed to kill you. Enemies lovers. This is better than a regular just I dislike you. It's I'm sent to kill you, but damn if I'm not in love with you. Like, ugh. Raised as a warrior, Princess Lara knows 2 things. King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, and that she must be the one to bring him to his knees. The Bridge Kingdom is the only route through a storm-ravaged world, and it uses its power to deprive its enemies, including Lara's homeland. When she's sent to be King Aaron's bride, Lara will do whatever it takes to bring down the kingdom's defenses, even if it means seducing her new husband. I haven't even read the next blurb, but guys, there is a reason I bought this book. So not only does that sound really, really good, this sounds like kind of what I've been craving at the moment. Ever since I read Throne of Glass, I've been craving a like high fantasy, political fantasy series, and I just don't really have a lot of those. High political stakes, enemies, 2 lovers, arranged marriage. I honestly don't even want to read the other one. I'm pretty sure this is what we're going to choose. And then the other one is A Fate Inked in Blood. I do have the English cover. I think this is the English cover, and then the one with like the women on it is the American cover, I think. But either way, I do prefer this cover. That's why I got this cover. So this one, unfortunately the other one just has such a strong blurb. I know this is Nordic inspired, and I do love me a mythology inspired book, no matter what mythology, Greek, Nordic, Asian, love me in mythology. Unfortunately, while this would probably be a smarter choice because it is only a duology instead of 4 books, I will be choosing The Bridge Kingdom because I'm looking forward to reading this. This is going to be my motivation. This will be the last one I read because I don't like splitting up my series, because I have done that enough times to know that if I do not read it straight away, I will maybe never read it. So I will read this last so as to be able to like read all of them, and it'll be my motivator to get through the others, to not slump. So that concludes our TBR. 6 books, and technically one of them is part of a series, so like 6 books with the chance to become more. So we have The 10,000 Doors of January, which is the book that I've already started and so I didn't pick out during this video. Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, which is a continuation of a duology that I started at the beginning of the year, which is good. Check in some boxes of finished series. Never by Jessa Hastings, which is a Peter Pan inspired standalone. The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen, which is this series that my slump needs. How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie, a thriller, new genre, new style of book. And finally, This Is How You Lose the Time War, a novella, which unfortunately I am the least looking forward to, so I'll probably read first. But yeah, so honestly this was fun. It was a fun way to like choose books that I would not normally reach for, because I know that I would never have reached for this book and it will probably just sit on my TBR for years if I weren't to read it now. And this was honestly a fun video to do. If you like this video and are looking for more content like it, please hit subscribe and notifications, I think it is, so that you know when I post a video. Don't forget to like if you like this video, and hopefully you didn't dislike it, so please don't dislike. That hurts my stats and my feelings. If you made this far, tell me if you've read any of these books and which one I should like get to first, or which one I should save for last, you know, best for last. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully be posting once a week. Not gonna hope so too much, but hopefully once a week.